Hello and welcome to a review of the Bandai Star Wars model kit. These are 1/12 scale versions of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in their Stormtrooper disguise. The artwork on these boxes is actually quite nice. They're drawn quite well, although Han Solo's head looks like it's a bit lower than what it should be. Like his head just sort of kind of fell off like ooh. Luke looks much better, although he looks a bit more handsome. I mean he is, Mark Hamill is a good looking guy I suppose. But it looks slightly more animated up, just a hint in the art style. One side of the box actually shows you the exact scales, exact size of the figure that you're getting there. I bought this from the Kitty's toy store, by the way, for Glee in Hong Kong Sub-Triple. And the other side shows you some basic poses and accessories that you would get in here. So what do you get in here? Well, for each of these figures, of course, you have a regular Stormtrooper. You have the base, just like any other of these model kits. You have the E11 blaster that Stormtroopers always have, so he's holding that already. And just like all the other model kits, you also have a small laser pistol, a giant rifle there. With this stand doesn't come out, you want the 1/6 scale version of Stormtrooper for an alternate piece for that. You got the extra hands, so each figure comes with a pair of relaxed hands. They've already got the trigger holding hand right there, so you got the other relaxed hand there, a trigger holding hand for the left hand, a pip finger pointing left hand, and a right fist. There are also a few extra pieces here for, you got 2 alternate pieces for the belt there, and 2 alternate pieces for the leg and foot joint. Also have the optional sticker sheet, the green one, and the blue one, water slide decal sheet if you want to use those. A4 sheet translating the Japanese instruction into English and Chinese. And of course the assembly instructions, which even though it's all in Japanese, it's pretty easy to follow. On the first page it tells you what exactly gets inside, what tools you might need, and how to clip the edges if you need to. Again, this is translated to the English sheet. Some color instructions, and then the rest of it is all in black and white, until on the final page, where it's a paint guide telling you exactly what colored paints to get. It says there right on the bottom. Notice that the Luke coloring and Han coloring paint guides are a little bit different. It even tells you like what kind of numbers. So it's the armor, white part, just use white, flat base, gloss and all that, it's all in these instructions. Also a basic decal, waterslide decal guide there if you don't know how to use that. Comes with extra pieces there for the hip joint to make him a bit shorter, and you see it's quite effective, but it does hinder the movement and articulation just a little bit. The original pieces are part of the original mold and are included here, but they do not have any rubber joints in them, so replacing it is not exactly something easy that you can do. So for the most part, you're going to keep him in Luke mode. Another difference of Luke Skywalker is it has a different sort of back belt pouch. This is what the regular Stormtroopers have. You have to paint a little bit of detail on that, just regular pouch. But here he has a different box there, as well as this tiny radio that he uses to contact C-3PO. If you don't remember, these accessories are pretty detailed. This E11 blaster here, the ammo pack, can be removed. And so can this little scope attachment here that can also be removed as well. Don't want the trooper uniform to have that gun pouch on the side? Well, remove it. You can also attach it to the other side, have an alternate build. Say this Stormtrooper is left-handed, for example. So let me just say that if you're gonna compare these with like SH Figure Arts or something, then no, these faces are not gonna be as good as those. But considering the price, I paid just pretty much 20 extra Hong Kong dollars on a regular Stormtrooper model kit for the Luke Skywalker one. That Han Solo one was like an extra 100, but that when it first came out, everyone was just trying to get it. So, you know, the price went up a bit, but the prices went down eventually, and you can get these quite cheap, relatively cheap. When you think about like a regular Hasbro Black Series figure, these are cheaper than that. You do have to assemble it yourself, and yes, they are just basic Stormtrooper kits, but hey, you can't have too many Stormtroopers, can you, for a Star Wars fan? So yeah. And as for these faces compared to Black Series stuff, the Luke one trumps all of them. There's not been a good looking Luke Black Series figure yet. The newest Han Solo Empire Strikes Back edition does look quite good. It doesn't look nowhere near as good as the SH Figure Arts, of course, but that one does look quite good. This one looks, I say, somewhere in the middle, but I do think Han Solo's face is a little bit too dark compared to what he should look. Compared to SH Figure Arts and the Hasbro series, his skin should be slightly lighter. In fact, the neck coloring is slightly lighter, so the face print there a little bit too dark, so that I think that messed up just a little bit. But overall presentations for such cheap figures, I think these are really good looking. And posability, these ones definitely trump the Hasbro stuff, and even hide the joints. You know, the arm joints, we have a little circle on the side for Hasbro stuff. These ones hide that, so yeah. So if you're getting like, especially like Stormtrooper disguises and whatnot, These are great figures, and you can swap the helmets back on them and turn them into regular Stormtrooper figures. That's great too. In case you're wondering, we're going to watch the other Stormtrooper model kit reviews. Here's the articulation. You got a double ball joint for the neck there, so you can look quite far up, quite far down, sideways, just a little bit sideways, and full rotation there. Shoulder pads on their own little hinges, and the arms can move forward out of the torso like so for extra articulations. They can fold their arms and stuff if they want to. Full rotation here, rotation on the upper arm. Arms can go up, and because these shoulder pads will sort of get out the way if they need to. Double elbow joint, hands on a little peg and swivel. Torso again, double ball joints, and he can bend his body back, bend his body forward, sideways, sideways. Luke's legs are of course a bit shorter than Han, so folding his legs can be a little bit issue, so you're just going to have to pull his leg down and move that up if you need to articulate his legs. And yeah, that piece comes off. Note that I haven't put any glue on these figures, so that's why pieces can still come off quite easily. It just comes back on quite easily, so there you go. By the way, this piece is softer plastic. All of the joints inside made up is more like softer rubbery plastic to help the joints move better. And this pouch here is also slightly softer plastic, so you can actually unclip this, slide the E11 blaster in there, clip it back on just like a real thing you could. Double knee joint can go so far. And they can go up, up, and there's a rotation here. Foot goes down. It's pretty much a double hinge there. No toe joints, unlike SH figures and stuff. And there you go, quite a lot of articulation. Overall, I think these figures are pretty good, very affordable. Just spend a little bit of time of building it, and you have some really nice Stormtrooper action figures that double as bonus Luke Skywalker and Han Solo figures that look quite nice in their own right. Be doing a few more custom painted Stormtrooper videos on this channel, so definitely stay tuned to see those. I have some nice metallic Stormtroopers that I've painted with these model kits. And I also wanted your suggestion on what designs to paint up next. If you found this video useful, please consider clicking the like button, subscribe button, and leave a comment below how you feel about these model kits and how you feel about maybe the Black Series or the SH Figure Arts as I compared them to. As always, you can support this channel by turning ad block off or heading over to Patreon and supporting it that way. As always, take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon, and may the Force be with you.